Good morning. Welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world where nothing fits and everything fits. That's a Zen Fit. Okay, let's jump right into it. I'm excited about this morning's talk because it's about my favorite subject, and the title of it is Have a Zen Martini. Have a Zen Martini. My uncle left me, he was a Martini priest. He came to live with us last couple of years of his life when he was 94. And he had lived in Tampa. He was a photographer there. And he was a collector. And he collected Martini glasses. Martini glasses. And they were all crafted glasses. I have a bunch of them here. You know, it's like, so stuff like this. Okay, 500 of them left me from, that was my inheritance. He left me 500 Martini glasses. I've been giving them away. When anybody who comes to my house will get a Martini glass. They'll probably outlast me. Anyway, but he was a Martini priest, and he taught me, he taught me the secret, so to speak, of the Martini as the Holy Grail, because for him it was the Holy Grail. He was stroke paralyzed, and he'd sit in the living room, and at 5 o'clock I'd bring him a big Martini. "Oh, thank you, Jesus," he would call out. So I knew it was the Holy Grail. Anyway, I've taken a lot of pleasure in giving these away. When somebody comes to my house, I'll bring them into the foyer, where the Martini on the shelves. I think these. My uncle left me these. Oh, yeah. I said, "Take one." Oh, for me, it's and they get so excited and they pick one. And usually, when there's a couple, man and a woman, the woman will look around. She'll pick one, and she'll. Oh, this is the one. Pick it, and the man will be there with his arms crossed. And he's like the soldier and the bomb deconstructor and the hurt locker, where you can't choose between. He can choose which wire to cut, but he can't choose a cereal. So the man can't choose the Martini. Too many. He say, "I can't." So the wife will see his dilemma and say, "Oh, well, how about this one, honey?" "Oh, thank you. That's just the right one." Anyway. I have a lot of fun with this, but I'm going to have fun today with the Zen Martini. Now, the beauty about the Martini, you have to think metaphorically here. You can't think, well, oh, he's talking about a Martini. What is he, a drunk? I don't like Martinis. If you're thinking like that, forget it. Go somewhere else. This is a Zen Martini. This is a metaphorical martini. So we use the martini to get through a dilemma. We use the martini as a metaphor, as a way to penetrate the dilemma or the double bind. Now, the double bind is a situation where you can't choose. Should I take this job? Oh, it's got all these benefits. Or should I take this job? Oh, it's got all these benefits. So we weigh. Well, let's see. This job is 2 ounces heavier, better than this one. Got 2 ounces of more positive than this job. So I'll choose this one. So we make choices by weighing which one is bigger, or which one weighs more, or which one has more value. That's the way the discriminating mind works. And it works pretty good. I mean, the whole economy is based on that. You hold up 2 products and the ad says, this one's better. No, this one's better. Choose this. No, choose this. Wow, wow, wow. And so you add up the pros and the cons, and you calculate the weight, and you choose one. No problem. This is the way the economy works. Okay? But there are situations in your life where the choices are absolutely equal but incompatible, so they cancel each other out. You can't choose. So now the discriminating mind is impotent, and we hate that. We can't see the discriminating mind is in control when it can choose. Well, I choose this. And this starts with babies. Anywhere, it's our, just look at our life. This is, which do you want? My father got stroked out and couldn't choose. I mean, he was still there, healthy, and he could remember some of his life, but he couldn't choose anything. So if you took him to the restaurant, say, what do you want? Oh, you choose. He couldn't choose, but he was still there. So anyway, that solved his anger problem, but that's another story. All right, so we're trying to get at the point of the dilemma, where you got two ingredients, and they're opposites, and you can't put them together. This is the, where is it? Okay, like this is basically the yin yang of Taoism. Is kind of like a metaphor of that. You got the gin, you got the vermouth, or you got the gin and you got the vermouth, and you stir them together. You see, the dilemma is, this is a dilemma because the yang and the yin are opposites, but they're exactly equal because each has the seed of the other, you see. So you can't choose one without not choosing the other, because the other has the seed of itself. You see, the yin is the yang, the yin is the yang is the yin. They're opposites. They're opposites. So you can't choose one or the other, because if you choose one, you're also choosing the other, but they don't mix. They're incompatible. You see, this is the dilemma. This is when you're in a situation, and usually we know we're in that situation. We can the clue that we're in a double bind is anxiety. When you have anxiety, it's something doesn't fit. The two choices, every situation has a polarity in it. There's you and the situation. That is created because you are separate from the situation. So if the situation is not totally compatible and comfortable with you, there's a rub. There's a rub. You see that's where the Zen Martini is mixed. Just look at life as a bar, and you go, okay, here. What is this? This is the Last Supper. But metaphorically, this is the bar, and this is the bartender, and he's mixing a martini, right? He's mixing a martini. He's taking the opposites of Zen. He takes the incompatible opposites of Zen and vermouth, and he stirs them together like alchemy, like a magician, like a priest at the Mass. He mixes the bread and the wine. He mixes the Christ and the man. He mixes God and man. He mixes the whole and the one into a magical metaphorical martini, and you drink it. And you drink it, you see. Now this, I take this, one of my martini glasses, one of my favorites. This is a monkey here, right? See a monkey? And you see there? Oh, there's a monkey. There's two monkeys. This one's called gin, and this one's called vermouth. They're two opposites. There's gin, there's vermouth. Now, stay with the metaphor here. Don't get into I don't like too much gin. We're not talking about that, please. So stay with the metaphor. Stay with the metaphor. So the bartender starts out with gin, and he starts out with vermouth, and he's got two different things, you see. And he magically puts them together, and my uncle, Martini Prince, said, always stir, don't shake. Bruises the gin, he said. So you stir them together, and you pour them into the Holy Grail. You pour them into the martini glass, where the two are one, but they're still two. In other words, the one is not the martini, that's just another drink. The one of the Zen Martini, of the Eucharist, is the drinking. Now there's a shift here of two minds. There's the bartender mind, who has the gin and has the vermouth, has the bread and has the wine, has the you and the situation, has this polarity. Two. Everything comes in two, like on Noah's Ark. The polarity, you see. Or like my favorite, the hag and the princess. I hope you've seen this before. The hag and the princess and the hag. That's two. But what is the one? You see, well, if you say the princess is the one, you're wrong, because the hag is the one. If you say the hag is the one, you're wrong, because the princess, see, they're both ones, but you're two. So, you see, this is the dilemma. Which one are you? Are you a hag or are you a princess? What do you feel like today? Oh, I feel awful. Well, that's the hag. But then somebody says, oh, we're going to the zoo or something. Oh, I'm the princess. I feel great. So in an instant, we're the princess. We feel good. A moment ago, I felt bad. I was a hag. I'm a princess. No, I'm a princess. I'm back and forth. Yada, yada. Wow, 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 wow. Mic in the amplifier. Who am I? Am I good or am I bad? Am I rich? Am I poor? This oscillates. Life oscillates back and forth. We're trying to find the one that is two. But the two is one. So the two keeps... The two is a dilemma. As long as I'm looking for the one, as an object or something or an experience, I'm caught in the dilemma of the two that's one. Because, where should it go? I lost it. Because in the dilemma, normally we choose. Normally say, oh, I'm a princess. I'm good, you see. But then I get fired. Oh, I'm a hag now. Nobody loves me. I'm the same person, but the mind changes. I'm the same person. The world is the same, but it's my mind that is changing and oscillating from good to bad, happy, sad, pain, pleasure. Wow. But the mind is moving. But you are your awareness is the one. So we get to the martini, the Zen Martini, the Eucharist, the Last Supper. Why is this the Last Supper? Well, if you drink a Zen Martini, it is the Last Supper. It is the Last Supper of duality and the dilemma. Because now you know where the one is. The one is when you drink life, you see, the taste. Now, when you drink a martini, when you taste life, I don't care what it is, but when you taste something, you can't separate the ingredients. Oh, a connoisseur, a wine connoisseur, will taste the wine and say, oh, that's a little bit too much this or a little not enough that, you see. So it's very discriminating. So we can perfect this discriminating mind. We can perfect it like a razor sharp, cutting, and pick the pairs of opposites out of anything this mind does. The discriminating, the bartender mind, the one who mixes it. The bartenders, everything is an object, everything is the thing, everything is an ingredient. The master cook, the bartender. You see, this mind, the master, if you look at all these different ingredients, but what they're all looking for, the bartender and the cook, they're looking for the one that is two. They're looking for that taste. They're looking for that, what's his name? Anthony Bourdain was always looking for that one taste. Oh, oh, perfect. All these ingredients are blended so perfectly that it creates a new taste, and you cannot separate. You can't say, oh, it's too hot, oh, it's too cool, oh, it's too spicy, oh, it's too bland. You can't tell that in the perfect taste. In the one taste, it's one taste. One taste. So this whole martini thing I'm talking about is going from the two, the monkey mind, jumping back and forth, wah, and discovering how you get to the one taste. The one taste. You are the one taste. So the world is like a bar full of ingredients, or a kitchen full of a grocery store full of ingredients. You go pick around all the different parts. You go to the vegetables, you go to the spices, and you get all these different ingredients, these ones. Everyone is a one. Everything is a one, you see. The gin is the one. The vermouth is the one. All right, I got two ones. Now, what is the one that is two? Well, I got my little recipe, you see, and I'm going to mix them together and stir them up, pour it into a glass, and you drink it. So the drinking is a shift in minds from the discriminating mind to the one mind, the one that is two, you see. So the one that is two is not the mixing of the ingredients, not the one or the other, but the one taste, which, so when you drink, you can see this for yourself. Whatever you're doing, you are the one that is doing too. We are always mixing my separate sense of self with the world. And I'm coming up with, oh, this is a great, I'm coming up with experience. You go to a dance. Before the dance, oh, I don't feel like dancing. And so there's separation. You know, I don't feel like I'm separate. I'm separate from the dance. The dance and I are two. But then your wife or your girlfriend says, come on in. Oh, okay. You jump in, and next thing you know, you're just dancing away. You're absorbing the Greek. You are the dance. And you can't separate yourself from the dance then. You are the dance. The dance is you. Until somebody calls you and say, oh, I got to leave. Now you're two. So we oscillate between this two and the suffering of two and the joy of one. The liberation of the one that is two happens in a flash. In a flash, you see. Because the one, and this is where Zen is so magical for me. Zen is magical. Zen is alchemy, because it gives me the framework, the language, in order to discover one taste. The taste of me, the taste of life, the scent of life, the smell of life. The taste of life is one. It's subjective, not objective. Objective, it's two. Oh, how much Zen, how much martini, how much gin do you use? How much vermouth do you use? Oh, I use a lot. That's a wet one. Or I use just a little bit. That's a dry, you see. But that's a recipe. But when you drink it, that's alive. Your one taste is a living taste. It's not an intellectual taste. It's not a recipe. It's not divided into this and that. Objective thinking, it's subjective. It's I am this taste. I am this life, you see. That's the Zen Martini. Thanks for dropping in.